EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for January 26th, 2024. It is Friday, and the Friday video forecast is proudly sponsored by McCall Collective Brewing. McCall is a family-owned and operated brewery with 2 locations in the Lehigh Valley. Their original Southside Allentown location is at 102 East Susquehanna Street. And their second location, McCall Collective Tap House in Trexlertown, is located at 7743 Hamilton Boulevard. Both locations are open 7 days a week and have a full food menu, plenty of beer to choose from for both dine-in or takeout, along with local wine and cocktails. New beer releases this week included Wayward West Coast IPA and Blackberry Lime Hidden Dingers. For more details about that and all of their upcoming events, please visit their Facebook page, or to place online orders, visit their website at mccallcollectivebrewing.com. Proud sponsors of the Friday video forecast. Okay, so today we have a system moving through, continuation of what happened already overnight last night, and there's going to be a few showers left over in mainly our eastern areas east of I-81 for the most part very early this morning, and then the rest of the day should just kind of remain cloudy, and this is going to move out and give us a little bit of a break in the action as we get through Saturday. Saturday is going to be a dry day, it looks like, for most of it. At least the daylight hours are going to be dry. And then we're going to have another system to come in that comes in behind this for Saturday night and Sunday. We'll get into that in a second. But first is first. Here is the NAM high-res future simulated radar. And this is starting off at 7 a.m. You see some residual showers. Again, generally east of I-81. But we're going to have these showers continuing off the coast between 7 and about 9 or maybe 10 o'clock. And then that's it. That's all you got. It's off the coast, and that's it for the precipitation. There is the opportunity for a little bit of spotty drizzle or patchy fog, maybe some fog associated with drizzle, which is typically the case. That happens still in spots this afternoon, but I don't think largely we're going to be dealing with anything other than cloudy skies for the most part in most areas during the afternoon hours. And then again, Saturday we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, more clouds than sun on Saturday. Now, here is a big change from yesterday. These are the temperatures that are expected at 10 a.m. this morning. And this is interesting because this is like a backdoor cold front, basically. Situated over our eastern areas right here. You can see a little bit of a dip. If you look above me and look at temperatures, today it is a lot lower than what was expected the day before. In yesterday's video, we expect some areas to get well into the 60s, in fact, in our southeastern areas. That is not going to happen, it doesn't look like. So now we lowered the expectations for temperature today. It's not going to be nearly as high, and you can see clearly where this front is, a backdoor front with high pressure off in the north, bringing in a little bit of a cooler influence that's going to linger a little bit longer. So it does finally break through, but it does so very late. Okay, so these temperatures are not going to be able to recover very, very much, as this warm surge is kind of halted by that backdoor front, and that's it. And then we get nightfall, and then temperatures drop like they normally do. So not quite as warm as it looked like a couple days ago leading into today, but we still have our southern areas getting close to the 60-degree mark. That would be most likely be in places like Atlantic City and Dover. Okay, further north, you're not getting out of the 40s out of the lower 50s in most areas. And then when you get up here across parts of northeast PA, northern New Jersey, you're in the mid to upper 40s for highs today. So big difference from what we saw yesterday. But then again here on Saturday, we're looking at very similar low end there with a 45-degree low end, and 52 degrees is the range northwest to southeast. Not quite as warm on Saturday either. Okay, so let's get into the next system, because this has been like everything this season. Nothing's been easy, right? So this is going to give us headaches as well. We have a system moving up the spine of the Appalachians here that's going to transfer from this primary low right here. This is what I described yesterday, to this one just off the coast. Okay, and there's a transfer of energy involved, handing off one to the other, and then this continues out in this direction. So the question here was, how much cold air is going to be involved with this? And we do think there will be enough cold air on the northern side of this to allow for some dynamic cooling to take place once this area of low pressure takes over. So that is what this is. This is a dynamic cooling process nearest the New York-Pennsylvania border. So we're looking at areas like solidly I-80 and north, of seeing some snow accumulation out of this particular event. The question is, how wrapped up does this system get? And the European model, the new one, unlike yesterday, is much weaker. Okay, so we're not having this the snow coming and getting drawn all the way south like it was before, at least on the European model. There are some short-range models. GFS is still doing it, where it's bringing it down a little bit further, closer to I-78, not necessarily to I-78, but closer to it. And then you have some overnight, you have a mix of rain and snow or snow showers in areas further south. Okay, so not a real big deal in those areas because this system's not pulling away and the moisture is going with it. Taking a look at the dam that ran this evening, this is the 12 kilometer because I can't use the 3 kilometer, runs out of range. This goes, the 12 kilometer goes to 84 hours in the future, and you can see this is looking at Saturday night, and then early Sunday morning you get some snow going up here across the northern tier, and this gets us pretty far south. The rain snow line gets all the way down to about I-78 in both Pennsylvania and New Jersey. So this is pretty far south according to the NAM. So this is not a set in stone thing that is I-80 and north and that's it. I do favor those areas and the higher elevations especially to get some minor accumulations of snow out of this, as you can see here. But this is, if the NAM's correct, it's going a lot further south to the I-78 corridor. I do think I-78 will probably be your cutoff for anything that, in the most extreme situation, if that were the case. But there will be some residual snow showers working and wrapping around. These are going to be much lighter and insignificant if they do occur. That's going to be Sunday evening when the low is pulling away and the cold air is drawn in further south. So we have a lot to look at over the next couple of days. Like I said yesterday, we're not at the point where we're going to be putting out a forecast for this kind of thing yet. This is just kind of just evolving as the models go and see what happens. But right now, there is the opportunity for at least some snow for parts of the region out of this. And again, it will be a dynamic cooling process initially as low pulls away and draws in some colder air around it. We would have a changeover, or at least a mix of rain and snow that would take place later Sunday and Sunday night. So the time frame for this is coming in, looks like during the evening hours on Saturday. Okay, so probably mid to late evening, but it's going to be evening nevertheless. Continuing overnight, and then Sunday, pretty much going all day. And then once you get later in the day is when you have these maybe mix of rain and snow showers line coming a little bit further south. That will continue into part of the overnight, but it just does look like it's going to end before Monday morning. So we'll continue to evolve with this as it develops over the next couple of days. But that's where we're at right now. No big, gigantic, major snowstorm like the European model showed yesterday. And I talked about that. It probably wasn't correct, and the reason I showed the reason why it wasn't correct. I still have people challenging me, asking me, why are you siding with the less aggressive solutions? You never know; those could work out. Well, I pretty much said that. It could happen. But when you're using ensembles and there's 50 of them to look at and they don't agree, that should tell you something, okay? It tells me something. I've been doing this a long time. This is not my first rodeo. I don't need to be lectured on Twitter and YouTube comments and everything else saying that I'm not doing something right, okay? If you don't like it, go somewhere else, right? Here is the period after that. We're going to stay cooler early next week. With temperatures back down to near average seasonable levels for this time of year. We're talking about generally whatever your average high is for right now, which is originally upper 30s to near 40. And we're going to have that in that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time frame of next week. There's another little weak system, kind of Clipper-like system moving, northern stream system moving down from the Great Lakes region that could come through on Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Could drop a few rain or snow showers there, but we're going to keep those chances low until we get a little bit closer to that as well. But you see, there's a big trough sitting in here over the northeast United States, going to keep the cooler temperatures in place as we head into much of next week until we get after that point, heading toward next week, and we'll turn milder again. But I don't think it's going to be as long-lasting as it looked originally, okay? And I do think today being long-range day, Friday, we're going to have the long-range out, and I will have a winter storm signal in this outlook, which has been missing for the last two long-range outlooks. So we're going to be introducing the first of what may be a couple. Just going to list one today, but just might be the first of a couple that we're going to be introducing in today's Friday long-range outlook. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for January 26th, 2024. Have a great Friday.